Kick the rest up.
Yeah. I mean, it's been so fun, like, putting this group together. Like, obviously, once we get into the real heat of battle, like, that's where, those relationships.
They tried to gatekeep the MVP conversation, but Vegas just blew the doors wide open. For months, Caitlin Clark was treated like a sideshow, the ratings darling, the clickbait queen, but never the MVP. While fans screamed her name from the rooftops, the media played it safe, hiding behind legacy picks and proven stars. But now, the numbers don't lie. And the odds, they're screaming what the voters won't say out loud. This wasn't supposed to happen. Not this fast, not again. Caitlin Clark entered her sophomore season under the same microscope that dissected her rookie year. Too flashy, too many turnovers, not enough wins. But what they ignored, what they always ignore, is that every time they count her out, she levels up. And now, the MVP odds are flipping like pancakes on a Sunday. ESPN, FanDuel, BetMGM, all pushing Caitlin into pole position, because it's not just vibes anymore, it's stats, impact, and storyline. The triple threat that makes an MVP run undeniable, and here's the twist no one expected. It wasn't a slow climb, it was a takeover. A Vegas-backed declaration that said, yeah, she's the one. Clark didn't sneak into the MVP race, she hijacked it. While the media clung to comfort picks, the usual suspects like Aja Wilson and Brianna Stewart, Caitlin was busy transforming Indiana into a legit playoff threat. Not a fluke, not a moment. A movement. The same voices who rolled their eyes at the hype are now scrambling to rewrite their takes. Because the shift is real. The gatekeeping? Over. And the narrative? It's catching up to what Fever fans already knew. Caitlin Clark is not.
Can they defend and stop other teams from scoring?
Well, last year Indiana was 10th in pace. Christy Sides telling us Clark.
Next, she's now. And if Vegas already sees it, how long until the league admits the truth? Stick around, because this MVP race just got personal. Caitlin Clark's rookie season wasn't real life. It was a cheat code disguised as a basketball year. People love to rewrite history, but let's not play dumb. Clark didn't just have a good rookie year. She had the rookie year. And yet, somehow the league treated it like a fluke. Like the records didn't count. Like the hate she got didn't have receipts. Let's rewind to 2024, when a first-year player stepped into the WNBA and casually shattered 62 records. 62. That's not normal. That's not Rookie of the Year vibes. That's put this in a documentary energy. She led the league in assists, not among rookies, the entire league. That's never happened before, not once in WNBA history. But Clark didn't just break the rules. She broke the simulation. Like, imagine being top 4 in MVP voting while also getting slammed with elbows, think pieces, and enough hate to fuel an entire Reddit thread. Most rookies get grace. Clark got smoke. And still, she cooked. Every game felt like a battle. Refs swallowed whistles. Opponents treated her like a crash test dummy. The media flipped weekly between obsession and outrage. And through it all, she dragged a struggling Fever squad from the lottery pit to the playoff race. She didn't just survive the WNBA, she stormed in, said bet, and started rewriting record books in real time. The wildest part? She made it. Look easy. Like, disrespectfully easy. One fan on Twitter said it best, Caitlin Clark's rookie season? Disrespectful to logic. And it was, because there's no logic to what she did. No rookie was supposed to carry that weight, eat that pressure and still torch defenses like it was Iowa all over again. So if that was just the beginning.
Today we are joined by WNBA and women's sports content creator Aaliyah Funchal. Aaliyah, welcome to the show.
Whoa. Thanks for having me.
What happens when she's got experience, chemistry, and revenge on her side? Buckle up. The simulation might just crash again. Imagine breaking records, saving the league's ratings, and still being told, you haven't done enough. Make it make sense. People aren't ready to admit this, but Caitlin Clark's not fighting players. She's fighting politics. Voter fatigue, Legacy bias, media comfort zones, the whole system was rigged before the season even started. And the wildest part? We've seen this playbook before. Before 2025 tipped off, the MVP conversation had already been locked in like a Spotify-wrapped algorithm. A'ja Wilson, stamped. Alyssa Thomas, dark horse. Clark, buried under the same tired narratives. You can drop 30, lead the league in assists, break every rookie record imaginable. And the media will still squint like, but has she won a ring though? This is the same energy that kept her out of college GOAT convos, even after becoming the NCAA's all-time leading scorer. The truth? WNBA voters are stuck in a loop, recycling the same names, protecting their own, clinging to 2005-era logic like rookies don't deserve MVP or stats don't matter if there's no championship. Meanwhile, Reddit was on fire. Alyssa, Thomas over Clark? 10.6 PPG MVP agenda must be wild. And they're not wrong. If Clark had those numbers, she'd be trending. For all the wrong reasons. This isn't just about one player. It's about how women's sports punishes newness. The gatekeeping, the shifting goalposts, the refusal to admit when the culture changes and someone new is running the show. Because the truth is, Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's a problem. For a league used to slow burns, she's an explosion. And some people would rather protect the comfort of earned it over time than accept the chaos of earned it right now. But that's the thing about chaos, it doesn't ask for permission. So, how long can the league ignore a storm this loud? This isn't a Cinderella story, it's a heist. And Caitlin Clark just stole the MVP crown mid-season, with the receipts to prove it. 1 minute, she's not ready. The next, Vegas flips the script, ESPN re-ranks their takes, and suddenly everyone's acting like they believed in Clark from the jump. Spoiler, they didn't. But now they don't have a choice. When Vegas moves, the league listens. And when the sportsbooks bumped Clark to the top of the MVP odds ladder, it wasn't optimism. It was data, stats, wins, swagger. The New Look Fever Squad didn't just show up. They showed out. Indiana upgraded like it was the off-season, version of a software patch, and Caitlin's leading the update like the glitch in the system she's always been. She's not padding stats on a losing team. She's dragging a rebuild into the playoff picture, again, and this time she brought help. Aaliyah Boston locked in. The chemistry? Instant. The numbers? Disrespectful. And just like that, the media did a 180. ESPN segments flipped from, is she overrated? To, is she the face of the league? As if we didn't just spend an entire offseason hearing she wasn't ready. But Gen Z fans? They never flinched. They were chanting CC MVP before tip-off. They had the receipts, the edits, the stats, the fan cams. They saw what the establishment refused to admit. This isn't hype, it's history. The MVP race didn't shift because the league believed. It shifted because the league had to believe. Vegas spoke, and the media, finally, got in line.
Well, yeah,
And
but
your
the
second
2 seed
seed,
could
your
beat the
second
4,
seed,
and then you're
though.
just like, you've just made it more difficult for yourself.
4 seed is going to go hard no matter what.
What are you, I'm confused.
So if this is Clark's welcome to the league moment, what happens when she really gets comfortable? Stick around, the takeover's not finished. Last year, Caitlin Clark was running a Ferrari offense with bumper car instructions. Now, she's got an actual pit crew. People love to obsess over players, but they forget the WNBA is won on the clipboard. And last season, Indiana didn't have a coach. They had a placeholder. Christy Sides was vibes only. Stephanie White? She's a tactician. Let's be real. Christy Sides' sideline energy could have been replaced with a cardboard cutout and nobody would have noticed. Awkward all-star moments, 0 in-game adjustments, and an offense that looked allergic to structure. That wasn't coaching, that was coasting. And Clark? She still made it work. She still cooked. But she was doing it in chaos. Freelancing, force-feeding passes, getting blitzed out of plays before they even developed. Then Stephanie White walked in and flipped the script. White didn't just bring experience, she brought order. Systems. schemes, accountability. Suddenly, Indiana's spacing wasn't a suggestion. It was a weapon. Screens had timing, cuts had purpose. And Clark? She had room to breathe. We're talking a complete efficiency glow-up. Turnovers? Down. Assist-to-score ratio? Way up. Shot selection? Sharper than ever. Because now, Clark isn't just hooping. She's quarterbacking a system built for her.
So usually I don't play basketball games in May, so hopefully it stays a little cool in there. I don't know what the humidity is looking like, but we'll see how it goes. It might be a little toasty.
White saw what Clark needed before the league caught up. Movement-heavy sets that force defenders to chase, not just react. It's giving Steph Curry without the isolation fatigue. It's giving IQ hoops, not hero ball. And the results? They speak. The Fever went from frantic to fluid, from highlight plays to whole game plans, and it's not just a coaching upgrade. It's an identity shift. So yeah, players win games, but coaches? Coaches build empires. And with Stephanie White calling the shots, Indiana might have just found their architect. Ready for the blueprint? Indiana's front office looked at the WNBA offseason and said, let's build a problem. And oh, they delivered. This isn't your average glow-up. The Fever didn't just get better, they got dangerous. People thought Caitlin needed help. What they didn't realize? Indiana was building a squad that could run the league. Let's start with the vibe shift. Last season, young and scrappy. Cute, admirable, easy to root for, but not scary. Now, Indiana's walking into arenas like it's personal. Natasha Howard brings championship muscle, rebounds, blocks, and that silent assassin energy. Dana Evans, playing therapist and sniper at the same time. 1 minute she's calming the huddle, the next she's burying a clutch three with no conscience. Sophie Cunningham, certified agent of chaos, trash talker, floor spacer, defensive disruptor, basically the WNBA's version of a Twitter burner, account with a jump shot. And Brianna Turner, she's the low-key glue doing all the dirty work that doesn't make highlight reels but wins games. Put all that around Clark, you've got a super team in the making. Because these aren't just pieces, they're fit. It's roster alchemy. Caitlin launches nukes from half court. Dana and Sophie stretch the floor. Natasha and Turner clean the glass like janitors on double overtime. It's synergy, it's balance, it's intentional. And the league? They're starting to sweat. Because this isn't a rebuild, it's a blueprint. The kind that turns rookies into MVPs and underdogs into contenders. One fan said it best, we didn't just get better, we got dangerous. So if the W thought they could bully Caitlin Clark and body the Fever, they better look again. This team's built different, and we're only in the prologue. She didn't just lift weights, she lifted expectations, and then crushed them like a veteran on a revenge tour. Reminder, this is her second year, not her 10th. But the way she's moving, the league's looking at Caitlin Clark like a final boss unlocked early, stronger, smarter, scarier, and with a memory like a grudge playlist. Let's get one thing straight. This isn't the same Caitlin Clark you watched last season. That version? Historic. This one? Unreal? The Olympic snub? That wasn't just a headline. It was fuel. Clark didn't whine. She worked, and the receipts are loud. She hit the gym, tightened the handles, cleaned up the turnovers, and came. Back looking like she'd been training in the hyperbolic time chamber. Physically, she's built now. Stronger frame, more explosive first step. Finishing through contact like it's a joke. That Kennedy Carter elbow? Last year, maybe it rattles. Her this year? She eats it, resets, and drops a dime on the next play. Mentally, she's leveled up. She's not just reacting, she's reading, seeing traps before they're set, calling out rotations like a second coach. And the confidence? Untouchable. You can feel it in the way she walks into the gym. No fear, no doubt, just fire. This is the version of Clark people were praying wouldn't show up. Because now she's not just talented, she's tactical. She's not just a shooter, she's a leader. And the scariest part? She's still evolving. This isn't growth. This is a glow-up with muscle. So the question isn't, can anyone stop Caitlin Clark? It's, what happens when she figures out there's still more levels to reach? A'ja didn't need to say it. Her silence, louder than a mixtape, and way more aggressive. People aren't ready to admit this, but there's a storm brewing in the WNBA. Not the loud kind, the quiet kind, full of forced smiles, dodged questions, and energy that screams, "We see the threat." Caitlin Clark isn't just rising, she's disrupting. And the OGs, they feel it. You don't need a headline to know something's shifted. Just watch the pressers. Stewie, Angel, A'ja, they're not exactly throwing Caitlin parades. The body language is tight. The answers are rehearsed. The vibe? Let's move on, but the fans see it. Why won't A'ja say her name? Why does Stewie sound like she's reading from a PR script? These aren't Ricci conspiracy theories. This is real tension. There's a power shift happening, and the league's elite know what's at stake, because Clark isn't just the next big thing. She's a media hurricane, a ratings cheat code, and a walking MVP case, all before her second year even wraps. And that kind of energy, it doesn't just join the league, it reshapes it. NBA fans remember this feeling. It's giving LeBron 2004. The legends were cool until they realized the rookie was actually coming for the crown. And just like then, the smiles turned stiff, the praise got vague, and the gatekeeping went into full effect. Caitlin doesn't have to say a word. Her game's doing all the talking, and the silence from some of the league's biggest voices, that's not apathy, that's panic. Controlled, professional, low-key panic, but panic nonetheless. Because every no-comment interview, every awkward pause, every "she's doing well for a rookie" line, it all points to the same thing. The hierarchy is shaking, and Clark isn't waiting for permission. If this is the calm before the storm, just wait till the playoffs. The silence, it's about to get loud. Caitlin Clark didn't change. The world finally noticed. For a year straight, they tried to make her just a moment, a flash, a hype wave. But here we are, MVP frontrunner, league-defining talent, and the face of a movement that refuses to shrink for anyone's comfort. This isn't a Cinderella arc. This is a takeover. Clark's season isn't just great, it's historic. But the reason it hits different, it's not just stats, it's story. The kind of story you feel in your chest. Remember the media blackout during her college reign? The awkward silence from networks while she shattered records? The GOAT debates where she was good, but despite being the engine of women's basketball viewership, that same energy tried to follow her into the pros. But Caitlin didn't flinch. She walked into a struggling franchise, flipped the culture, and dragged it into relevance with nothing but a jump shot and a chip on her shoulder. And now, the same voices that stayed quiet are scrambling to rewrite their takes. Because the numbers are cooked. The buzz is deafening. The receipts, stacked. MVP chants echo in every arena, not out of hype, but out of truth. Clark's not just leading a team, she's leading a generational shift. She's the bridge between old guard and new. Era, TikTok, and ESPN, Iowa, and Indiana. And she's doing it unapologetically. Loud, brilliant, and relentlessly her. The WNBA didn't roll out a red carpet. They gave her concrete. And she still made it a runway. So if you believe she's the MVP, not just of the season, but of the moment, type CCMVP in the comments and hit subscribe, because we're not witnessing a peak, we're watching a beginning.